to 18 years.
Very well. Okay,
So
in
what
this
should the mothers
aspect,
do?
in this aspect, I will advise that, okay, like our children now that are in the house with us, we are most times we give them phone because when we go out, we would like to communicate with them, things like that. We advise that we shouldn't give them Android phones, especially the one that they use in the house.
Okay.
Secondly, once or twice you can, go through their phones without their consent to also check, you know, to check. You can flip through their phones, unconsciously or consciously. They may not be, in the know. You can just, sometimes it might be with their phone, you can just drag your neck and begin to spy to know, yes, I do it.
Is it not infringing their privacy?
No, but you just have to, because of the way the world is now, you have to take some of all those risks. As if you're sharing something with them. Let me just see, you have got information from them once or twice. Sometimes it might be with their phone. You can somehow just check, their chats. You do one of all those things. Once, twice like that. We have to do all those things. May not be always, but somehow, you can do all these things. Then you can also discuss issues with them. Make them our friends, especially when they have reached, let's say, that SS2, SS3 in the secondary school, SS1 even. You can begin to make them your friend. Discuss issues with them. There's what many of our parents do not want to discuss things like sex education with our children.
No.
Not knowing that they've already been taught.
That way they spoil the pikin, no.
You have to.
That way they spoil the pikin. So sex education, how?
With them. They will even be the ones who will be telling you more of those information that they've gotten from the class. But today the world has gone very global, digital and all that. You too, you have to kind of move a little bit ahead by discussing all those things with them. If you're discussing all those things with them, I think they will be in the right frame of mind to also share some of their experiences with you. You also have to come out open to them, tell them to tell you, some of their private, dealings, so that they will not fall into problems. I have a child in my house that is in the higher institution. Sometimes when he comes, he tells me, "Oh, mommy, I lent somebody 2,000 naira and the person has refused to pay me." And I try to tell him, don't ever lend anybody money. You're not a money lender. There was this story we heard some years back in Port Harcourt, in Uniport, where I think some students were killed. We got to hear that one of them lent money to another person and the person refused to pay back, and all that. We were following up and all that, and gradually like that, they just, So we're advising them that they shouldn't go into all those kind of businesses. If you want to assist your friend with 1,000 naira, 2,000 naira, do it and forget about it. Don't go there to go and lend money, maybe for an interest. You're not a money lender. You're not a licensed money lender. If any problem comes out of that transaction, you'll be at fault. You'll be the one to blame. So those are some of the things we have to be sharing with our children, be encouraging them and all that. By so doing, they too will be informed. Information is key.
Okay, thank you very, very much. Now, I want to ask this one. We're in a society where we have a lot of graduates, and there is no work anywhere. Now, the girl child, we are saying the girl child should go to school, the girl child should do this and that. Now, somebody is asking, should we encourage the girl child to learn a skill, or the girl child should go to a school?
Very beautiful. We should encourage them to learn a skill. Every girl child is supposed to have a skill, even the boys too.
Okay.
In as much as they are going to school to get a degree or a certificate, they should also learn a skill. It will be of very, very good help to them.
A skill.
Yes.
What of you they refuse? They don't want to learn the skill. What happens?
That's what I'm saying that you need to continue to encourage them.
That they
You don't need to give up.
Okay. Well, you have said a lot and a lot.
Thank you.
In what way will parents handle their children and talk to their children so that they will not be influenced. Because most times we are not with these children, and most times they're influenced by their peer group in school. How do you monitor them, knowing that you don't have all the time in the world? Once you come back from work, you are tired. Maybe as you get to the house, you still carry over work from your office. You're with your laptop and all that. So you do it.
Okay. I will advise, like I said earlier, to the God factor should not be neglected. We'll be praying as well as doing our own work. Then you need to set targets for your children. Yes. Like in my house, what I do is that if it's past 6 p.m., every person is supposed to be indoors. Everyone is supposed to be at home. Or if the worst comes to, let's say 7 p.m., everyone is supposed to be indoors. You need to set all those, targets for them. Yes, and you can do unsuspecting, searches and inquiry.
Okay.
Yes, once, twice you can just call them. Guy, where are you? Babe, are you in school? Where are you right now? Sometimes you can, like me, when I was doing my PhD program in NGU. Sometimes I just drive to their hostel. I won't even tell them I'm coming. I just drive, I go to their hostel. Oh, I want to rest. I have lecture by 5. I have lecture by 2. Meanwhile, I've even finished my lectures. Just spend like 1 hour with them.
To see what's
going on in that environment. And within that 1 hour, anyhow, someone will come and look for them, maybe their friends and all that. You just take that time to, I did some forensic investigations too now. Sometimes they may not be there, their friends come and knock. Oh, is their mom? Oh, how are you? How are you doing? Yeah, from which department? Where are you from? And all that. Just do some search and inquiries about your children. Sometimes you can enter their room. You can see one trouser hanging, you just bring it out. Put your hands inside, check, or their skirt, their bag, like that. These are some of the ways you can just try to, pilfer or eavesdrop.
Okay. Now, if sometimes you try to do these things and the child decides to run away, what happens? Because that one is a common thing we know. Yes. My mama, they worry me too much. This mama is too much. Every time she could monitor me like, say, now monitoring spirit. Yes. Most times they run away. So in that situation,
the work is not very easy at all. Child upbringing is not very easy. But it can be achieved. At least our parents tried for us, and for them to be able to achieve this, the kind of persons that we are to them, we too should be able to achieve the same goal. So I said earlier too that we also need to form some kind of friendship, some kind of relationship with them. You understand? They don't need to see or to be afraid, or you need to form some kind of relationship with them. When you beat them with this hand, you use this other hand to drag them to you. And then sometimes you can sit down with them, discuss with them. Like my children, sometimes I tease them, guy, like that, I'm not supposed to get one baby. They hide them from us and all that. They will smile, mom, see which kind of wahala is this one? Shut up there, let me see your phone. Things like that. You'll be bringing out some information from them. Even the babes themselves, you can call them. Every time you be pinging and pinging. Who are you calling? Who are you sending messages to? Me, I'll be paying rent for you, paying buying data, doing this. Then somebody else will be pinging you and all that. You are getting information. Oh, mommy, no, nothing. No, see my phone. No, give me. See who I'm talking with. Oh, is my classmate. Let me see, and all that. You are getting information from them. So sometimes you just pinch them a little, and you'll be getting more information. Okay. And as you get, you'll be addressing it.
Okay.
Just like that. You'll be talking with them. The kind of persons they should, relate with, and all that. They should be very, very watchful, because in as much as we are talking to them, most of the work lies on them too. You understand? You cannot take a cow to the river and now force the cow to drink. The cow has to drink the much that maybe it needs, that kind of a thing. So in as much as we are talking to them, we also have to let them know that most of the work needs to be done by them. Like when we're going through this ICANN program, The lecturers used to tell us that even if we come here, we solve all the mathematics in this world, we balance all the accounts in this world, what we are doing is only 20% or 30%. You have to do the remaining 70% yourself. So we have to let them know that most of the work still depends on them. But it's just to encourage them to be positive and then to be watchful. You understand? And be more focused. It's just a matter of time. The work get to where we are already.
Or I want to ask you, in this situation that we find ourselves,
Yes.
where you tell a child, a girl child, don't do this, so don't go out, or before you know the girl child is out. Now, which kind of style will you use? Should you use the autocratic approach or you use the friendly approach? Because most time you try to be friendly, don't do this, so they don't take you serious. So which style should you use so that the child will know that, my dear, if I do this one, my woman will kill me?
Okay.
Because that is the sorry,
yes, I understand.
Sorry, because that is the way they use there in those days. By the time they look at you, you know what it means. Because now you look at the girl child, say, mommy, why are you looking at me like that now?
The children are different. Even twins are different in their ways, the way they understand this and all that. So you now as a parent, you need to study the child very well and apply the method that works. If you apply this method and it doesn't work, you have to change the method. Yes, you have to change it. If you apply the autocratic style and it's not working, you have to go the democratic.
Because Bible says you spare the rod, you spoil the child.
Yes, in as much as
so we should use the rod now. The rod should be more.
Not the rod. Does not mean that you be flogging the child every time. Sometimes you can withdraw some privileges. That's also the rod. That's another rod too.
So you tell the child,
some of the privileges.
You tell the child, Helen, I don't like you say you not eat this evening, or go to the room, lock up yourself.
No, you will not eat. Maybe you know that the child maybe likes indomie. You will not take indomie this evening, or you will not take fried plantain, or you will not eat beans. You know the child maybe likes beans or rice. You can do some withdrawal things. If you used to give the child maybe caprisone and rice, you can withdraw some. Before you know it, that child will want to take the caprisone, abi? Is it not?
In this contemporary environment, in this line.
That's what I'm saying. You will study the child as a parent. You study the child, then you now begin to apply. Because one method may not work for two children, you understand? There are some children where you have to exert pressure on, and then it works. Some are very much afraid of the rod, the cane. Many you can, they are afraid. There's some cane, they are ready to collect as many strokes as you want. It's you that your hand will not pain you.
Okay, let's talk about gender-based violence. What are the most common forms of gender-based violence in Nigeria? How can we create safe spaces for girls to share their experiences?
Okay, what I've observed to be the most common gender-based violence is rape. I've noticed and I've observed that rape is very, very common. Very, very common. And then I also observed that the girls that are being raped, they don't really want to show their faces. Sometimes when they come out to explain that they are being raped, people look at them with, kind of disdain. Oh, where were you? Oh, you were the one that, invited them. Oh, you are lying. It's your boyfriend and all that. So most of them don't want to come out. If we can find a way whereby we may not really, bring out their faces or their names, I think that will give them some protection.
Okay.
And then we also have to talk to, even we as parents, when first try to hide all those cases. Maybe the person that has raped our child, has come to our house now to maybe plead, beg us and all that. Oh, please, that kind of thing. So when those kind of things happen, I observe that most of the time the parents of maybe that child, they try to hide that information. You understand? If we are able to, kind of protect those families from discrimination, from that stigma, I think most of them will come out. But because of the stigma attached to all those kind of cases, I see that they don't want to even come out to tell anybody that they are raped and all that, and then they just keep it in them, and then they become withdrawn. Sometimes they don't want to, later in life, they want to maybe commit suicide, that kind of a thing. So we should try as much as possible to kind of protect them, you understand, and then encourage them to that life has not ended,
Okay.
and also encourage them so that they don't get into more problems. And even the girls that have not been raped, we try and encourage them. You don't keep out late nights, you don't walk solo, you don't go to places alone, you don't go to some kind of environment
Yeah.
all alone, you don't walk in the dark all alone, you don't even walk in the dark as a girl child. It's very very risky. Don't pass backyard, pass the main road where everybody is seeing. If a boy comes there to grab any and one or two persons will shout, but if you are keeping some kind of relationships, some kind of movements, you might just be the prey. So we should try, just like we're doing now. All
Yeah.
these things is just to encourage people to, be on track, be on their alerts. Sometimes you're dressing too. You don't dress to seduce people, seduce the men. When you seduce people, they can, they now make you their target.
Because that one is a serious matter.
Yes, seriously,
Even
that
in
would be
the
like
church, the
another
way they dress,
episode.
school, my dear.
You have been the discussion for another
Okay.
episode. That is another matter.
And thank you very much. And viewers, I hope you are enjoying every bit of it. We are talking about the girl child and her impact in the global community. Doc, thank you for what you have been doing so far.
Thank
Now, I'd
you.
like to ask this one again. What are the leading health challenges facing girls in Nigeria, and how can we improve access to productive health care and maternal health care services?
Okay, like I said earlier, information is very, very key. This is also an opportunity to inform us that there are opportunities and there are provisions in the tertiary health centers for young women, pregnant mothers, young women. There are opportunities and provisions in the hospital. So we should make use of all those provisions, all those opportunities that the government of Bayelsa State has provided. Yes, to seek counsel, especially health related counsel is available. And even they've even gone as far as reducing the antenatal fees
Okay.
for young mothers, in a way of encouraging them to seek medical attention early enough so that to reduce the number of women that die trying to give birth, trying to produce. There are all those provisions in the hospitals right now. So we are encouraging the women, the girls, and then also in the hospital too, there are other provisions like family planning programs too. We're also using this medium to encourage the young girls to make themselves available for all those counsel and all those opportunities and provisions and all that. Those things are available in the hospitals. Like you said, information is key. That's why this program is being aired.
Okay.
Yeah, to give us information.
Do you think the government is doing enough to protect the right of the girl child?
For
Or
now,
what can the government do?
the government is trying. It may not be enough, but the government is trying. I know that there are other policy statements, programs that are geared towards improving the rights of the girl child. But we also have to contribute. We also have our role to play. As parents, guardians, siblings, and we also, that's the girls I'm talking about now. We also have our role to play. When we play our part, the government too will play its own part. We cannot leave the work for the government alone. We will not achieve anything, and it will take us longer time. So it's advisable now that everybody's hand should be on deck. It may not be enough. What the government has done so far, I won't say is enough, but the government is trying all. The government is also doing its best, its bits. We also have to do our own bits. And charity begins at home. So we all have our role to play, especially from the family end. You understand? From the family, it gives birth to the community, the region, the state, and all that. So we need to start the work right in the family. Our values, our value system. We need to make all those things clear our visions, you know, as family members. You now as the father or the head of the family, you need to lay before them